I believe we're seeing the collapse of liberal theology. It's ruled our world for 100 years.
Yeah.
And we've been told by liberal theology that nothing in the Bible is accurate. It's not the rule for faith and life. And we shouldn't really think about what it says of who should be ordained. Therefore, we can have a priestess, an LGBTQ plus priestess who worships their sex god, get up in a pulpit, claim to preach from the Bible, which she says doesn't matter. Nothing it says matters. Everything about priests or pastors is just cultural. But she knows the truth of what it says, which is Trump's immigration policy is wrong. Somehow she's discerned this truth. So I think we're seeing the end of that regime, and that's a great thing. But it's going to take some work on the part of persons like you and I, Christian philosophers, to really root it out of some of the organizations and institutions where it has dominated, and it's discriminated against persons like you and I.
Yeah. And this is, I wrote an article for Patheos, which is getting a lot of traction. I mean, the comments are all pretty egregious.
As always, where it's fun.
As they're always fun. I ignore most of them, but occasionally I'll try and respond to one or two. But I mean, I agree. I opened up with the problem of liberal theology in general, where it's like, why do we continue to give credence to denominations like the Episcopalian Church, which deny any real authority to the scriptures, any inspiration? Their doctrine of revelation is ridiculous. I mean, right. And they're all historicists, right? I mean, the Bible is only as good as the sort of the culture that produced it. Right. And that's irrelevant now. And it's all the now we knowism. We have better knowledge and this and that. I mean, and I think you're right. I mean, I would hope this is the end of progressive or liberal Christianity or liberal theology. I mean, certainly I think it's
been over for some time in the sense that her churches are empty.
They're dying. And
no one
literally
goes to those
they're
or
dying
takes them
out.
seriously, but she still gets a pulpit in front of the president. They still control our societies, professional societies, whether they're secular or religious. So it's going to take some time to root them out of there. But their day is over. This view, I mean, just think of the absurdity of a priestess who advocates for abortion and immoral sexual lifestyles, standing up there and lecturing the rest of us about what the Bible says we should do.
Right.
A leading Catholic philosopher defending her.
Let's get it. I want to get, so again, and I think that's the real, I mean, this is for us, for people who believe in the historical witness of the church and in the inspiration of the scriptures. This is the egregious part. It's like, here you have a priestess up there who doesn't really believe in this book that she's preaching from, but she's willing to use it to make a political point, right?
I mean, and that's what we want to ask.
Her own agenda.
How do you know Jesus would have done that?
Right.
Well, because the Bible says precisely. But you've discounted the Bible. Where did you get your special knowledge of what Jesus says and his immigration policy?
Yeah, it's kind of the, this sort of neo-Gnostic sort of take on things. I know because we're the progressives, and the progressives just automatically know, on all things political and social.